The opening ceremony will start shortly. For those online, please mute your microphone and keep your cameras on.
개회식이 곧 시작될 예정입니다. 온라인 참가자분들은 마이크를 음소거한 뒤 카메라를 켜고 개회식 화면을 바라봐 주시기 바랍니다.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2021 12th Jeju International Youth Forum.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 2021년도 제주 국제 청소년 포럼에 참가하신 것을 환영합니다.
We are Eleanor Oh and
민서차,
the Jeju student diplomats. We're very honored to be here as the hosts of the opening ceremony.
저희는 이번 포럼 개회식의 진행을 맡은 학생 외교관
오은,
차민서입니다. 이 자리에 참석할 수 있게 되어 영광스럽게 생각합니다.
we would like to begin by expressing our appreciation for all of your participation. It's an honor to have you at the forums despite the challenging circumstances posed by the pandemic.
먼저 이번 포럼에 참가해 주신 여러분께 감사의 말씀을 드리고 싶습니다. 코로나19와 같은 팬데믹 상황 속에서도 여러분과 함께하게 되어 기쁘게 생각합니다.
Before moving on, I would like to introduce the co-hosts of this year's forum, the Jeju Special Self-Governing Province and the Jeju Special Self-Governing Provincial Office of Education.
본격적인 개회식을 시작하기 위해 이번 포럼을 실현시키신 분들을 소개하려 합니다. 먼저 이번 포럼은 제주특별자치도청과 제주특별자치도 교육청에 의해 공동 주최되었습니다.
Furthermore, I would like to introduce the co-organizers of this year's forum, the Jeju Special Self-Governing Provincial Office of Education and the UNITAR Jeju International Training Center.
또한 이번 포럼은 제주특별자치도 교육청과 UN 혼연연구기구 제주국제연수센터가 공동 주관하였습니다.
Without further ado, we will watch a video of the 2020 11th Jeju International Youth Forum.
이제 전년도 제주국제청소년 포럼 하이라이트 영상을 시청하겠습니다.
Wow, didn't last year's forum look really exciting and inspiring? Well, it's an honor to be part of this year's forum. The 2021 12th Jeju International Youth Forum has been organized as a hybrid event in which we have students from various cities participating online and students from Jeju Island participating offline by coming to this venue.
와, 작년 포럼이 정말 신나고 동기부여가 되어 보여요. 저도 이번에 참가할 수 있게 되어 영광입니다. 2021 제12회 제주국제청소년 포럼은 하이브리드 이벤트로 진행됩니다. 오늘 우리는 현장에 직접 와 있는 제주 학생들, 그리고 전 세계 여러 도시에서 온라인으로 참여하는 학생들과 함께하고 있습니다.
To start off the 2021 12th Jeju International Youth Forum in full swing, we will first invite His Excellency Lee Seok-moon, Governor of Education from the Jeju Special Self-Governing Provincial Office of Education, for the welcoming address.
본격적인 개회식을 시작하기 위해 먼저 제주특별자치도 교육청 이석문 교육감님의 환영사를 들어보겠습니다.
제12회 제주국제청소년 포럼에 참석하신 세계 43개 도시 학생과 교사, 관계자분들을 진심으로 환영합니다. 이번 포럼의 슬로건은 탄력적 회복 구축을 위한 청소년들이 참여입니다. 세계적인 K-POP 그룹 BTS는 올해 유엔 총회에서 이렇게 연설했습니다. 가능성과 희망을 믿고 있으면 예상 밖의 상황에서도 길을 잃는 것이 아니라 새로운 길을 발견하게 될 것이라고 믿어 의심치 않습니다. 이번 포럼 역시 새로운 길을 발견하는 여정이 될 것입니다. 포럼의 토론 주제인 학력 격차 해소와 자연보호, 먹거리 안전, 갈등 해결과 평화 구축은 모두 인류애와 민주주의 바탕 위에서 진정한 실천과 진전이 이루어집니다. 세계 청소년 리더들께서 인류애를 공유하고 민주적으로 연대하면서 사람 한 명 한 명이 따뜻하게 존중받는 미래의 길을 열어주시기를 부탁드립니다. 청소년 여러분이 희망입니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you for the wonderful welcoming remarks. Please give him a big round of applause.
환영사를 해주셔서 감사합니다. 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Now we will invite His Excellency Koo Man-sup, Acting Governor of the Administrative Affairs of Jeju Special Self-Governing Province for the opening address.
이제 구만섭 제주특별자치도지사 권한대행 행정부지사님의 개회사를 들어보겠습니다.
여러분 반갑습니다. 제주특별자치도지사 권한대행 행정부지사 구만섭입니다. 제12회 제주국제청소년 포럼이 막이 올랐습니다. 세계 각국의 청소년과 도시 관계자 여러분을 환영합니다. 제주국제청소년 포럼은 청소년 교류와 화합의 장입니다. 인류 공동의 이슈에 대한 여러분의 시선과 목소리는 세상을 바꾸는 원동력입니다. 연대와 협력을 기반으로 한 탄력적 회복은 번영과 공존의 지구촌을 여는 시작점입니다. 지속 가능한 미래를 향한 여러분의 열정과 도전에 격려와 응원의 큰 박수를 보냅니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Governor Koo, for giving such a motivational opening address. Please give him a warm round of applause.
강한 동기부여가 되는 개회사 감사합니다. 도지사님께 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Although we were not able to have our participants here in Jeju due to the challenging circumstances, we have received videos of our participants' greetings as well as an introduction to the cities they're living in. The compilation of the greetings will play now.
팬데믹으로 인해 모든 참가자들과 제주에 함께할 수는 없지만 각국의 참가자들이 환영 인사와 자신이 사는 도계를 소개하는 영상을 보내줬습니다. 지금부터 그 영상을 함께 시청해 보시죠.
it is sad that we can't see the beautiful cities in person. Still, the video provided a good overview of the cities and it aroused the traveling spirit within me.
이렇게 아름다운 도시들에 직접 갈 수 없어 아쉽지만 영상으로 소개받으니 팬데믹 상황이 완화되면 꼭 방문해보고 싶다는 생각이 듭니다.
Next, we will have a participation declaration. Our Jeju student diplomats will read the declaration aloud.
다음으로 참가 선언식이 있겠습니다. 2명의 제주 학생 외교관이 참가 선언문을 낭독해 주시겠습니다.
Please welcome Ji-won Oh and Soo-min Song with a big applause.
오지원, 송수민 학생을 큰 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
The 12th Jeju International Youth Forum will invite 204 youths from 43 cities around the world from November 12th to 14th. Participating students will engage in panel discussions and culture exchange programs mostly online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 12th Jeju International Youth Forum seeks to help young people to develop their capacity to become future global leaders by providing an opportunity for the young and talented from diverse countries to engage with each other in a rapidly changing society. The participants of the forum are expected to gain enhanced understanding of the international community by sharing their opinions on topics centered around sustainable development goals set by the United Nations.
2021년 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼은 43개의 도시에서 함께하는 204명의 청소년들이 11월 12일부터 14일까지 화상회의를 통해 패널 토론과 한국 문화 교류 프로그램으로 이루어진 포럼에 참여하게 됩니다. 작년과 더불어 코로나 팬데믹 사태로 인해 이번 행사는 온라인과 오프라인 방식을 병행하여 진행됩니다. 또한 프로그램들은 생중계 예정입니다. 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼은 각 국의 청소년들이 글로벌 리더로서의 역량을 키우고 국제적이며 문화적 교류를 할 수 있도록 마련된 행사입니다. 이번 행사를 통해 다양한 문화권에서 자라온 청소년들이 유엔에서 지정하는 지속 가능한 발전 목표와 관련된 주제에 대해 의견을 나누면서 국제사회에 대한 인식 고치 및 국제적 시각을 키울 수 있을 것이라고 기대합니다.
To achieve the goal of the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum's grand topic, youth participation in building a resilient recovery, the participants hereby pledged the following.
2021 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼의 대주제인 탄력적 회복 구축을 위한 청년들의 참여를 통해 세계 시민의식 함양을 달성하기 위해서 청소년 포럼 참가자들은 다음 활동에 참여할 것을 선서합니다.
Number 1. Despite being able to meet virtually, we will give our best to get to know each other by preparing videos in advance to introduce ourselves to one another and officially announcing our participation in the forum.
하나, 우리는 온라인으로만 만날 수 있는 상황에도 불구하고 참여도시 소개를 위해 준비한 영상을 통하여 서로를 소개하고 포럼 참가를 공식적으로 선언하겠습니다.
Number 2. We'll communicate and discuss with the panel discussion team members with an open-minded attitude and cooperate with participants from various countries under the guidance of the panel facilitators to become global leaders that recognize international issues.
둘, 우리는 열린 마음으로 패널 토론 팀원 학생들과 소통하고 토론할 것이며 패널 운영 선생님들의 지도 아래 다양한 국가에서 온 참가자들과 협동하여 국제 문제를 인식할 수 있는 글로벌 리더로서의 자질을 함양하겠습니다.
Number 3. We'll find the role of youth in implementing policies for sustainable development goals around the world and listen attentively to the keynote address to understand what entails an exemplary global citizenship.
셋, 우리는 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼 참가를 통해 전 세계적으로 지속 가능 개발 목표 달성을 위해 시행되고 있는 정책들에서의 우리 청소년들의 역할을 찾기 위해 노력할 것이며 성숙한 세계 시민 의식을 배우기 위해 기조 강연을 경청하고 더욱 깊이 이해하도록 노력하겠습니다.
We are committed to participate in the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum with the following mindsets.
위의 활동 수행을 위해 청소년 포럼 참가자들은 다음과 같은 자세로 임하겠습니다.
Number 1. We'll participate in the forum respecting different cultures and understanding the purpose and significance of the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum.
하나, 서로 다른 문화를 존중하며 제12회 제주 국제 청소년 포럼의 취지와 의의를 이해하며 포럼에 참가하겠습니다.
Number 2, we'll build our capacity as global leaders through proactive engagement in the panel discussions and culture exchange programs.
둘, 패널 토론과 문화 교류 프로그램을 통해 글로벌 리더로서의 역량을 키우는 활동에 적극 참여하겠습니다.
Number 3, we'll collaborate with other students in the panel discussions and respect other participants' opinions.
셋, 의견의 차이가 존재함을 인식하여 패널 토론 협업 시에는 다른 이들의 의견을 존중하는 태도로 임하겠습니다.
Number 4, we'll make responsible use of the video conferencing app throughout the forum.
넷, 온라인 화상회의 이용 시 올바르고 책임감 있게 사용하겠습니다.
Number 5, we'll understand the values that the forum delivers to participants and actively participate in all activities to foster global citizenship.
다섯, 세계 시민의식 함양을 목표하여 포럼이 참가자들에게 전달하는 가치를 이해하고 모든 활동에 적극적으로 임하겠습니다.
Ji-won-oh and Soo-min Song stood up to represent the participating students in the 12th Jeju International Youth Forum. Thank you for the declaration.
참가 학생을 대표로 선언해 주신 오지원, 송수민 학생 감사합니다.
We will now welcome our keynote speaker by Her Excellency Irina Bokova, the Director General of UNESCO.
다음으로 기조 연설을 해주실 이리나 보코바 전 유네스코 사무총장님을 모시겠습니다.
Dear young friends, let me say how happy I am to be able to address you at the opening of this important conference, Youth Participation in Building Resilient Recovery. I have very fond memories of visiting the beautiful Jeju Island in 2019, not least because of its unique status, the only place where all 4 international designated areas occur at the same location. The Jeju volcanic island, lava tubes, which is UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Biosphere Reserve, the UNESCO Global Geopark, and the 2 Ramsar wetland sites. Your conference today indeed is very important, as every generation has challenges to overcome. Every generation should ask itself a question: how to build a better future? In a world today that confronts a crisis with unprecedented consequences, political, economic, social, humanitarian, and ethical, this question is even more acute. We are seeing around us the devastating results of the COVID-19 pandemic in shrinking economies and job opportunities, in rising inequalities and surge in poverty, emerging food insecurity, with dangerous impact on efforts to fight climate change and ensure sustainable path for development. As the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, recently launched an alarming alert that the world may be going back almost 25 years in its development, and that many achievements will be pushed back. We need really to take a very responsible attitude. And another important consequence, the pandemic showed us once again how interdependent the world is and how much humanity needs multilateral platforms to look for common solutions. Against this background, there are 3 important points in my mind that I would like to share with you. First is the need to reconfirm our commitment to sustainable development and the Agenda 2030 of the United Nations, with education and health at its heart. While we know that the UN SDGs were already an aspirational endeavor, and that some SDG targets may need to be redefined, others may be entirely out of reach, but the goals remain a critical framework for cooperation. The importance of the goals, if anything, is reinforced by the pandemic. The crisis, I believe, has served as a wake-up call for humanity to putting human security and well-being to the forefront of public policies. If the word of the day is building back, but not just building back, but building back better, one sure path is investing in people, in economies and societies that are clean, green, healthy, safe, and more resilient. This is where the importance of Goal 4 of the Sustainable Development Agenda, promoting inclusive and equitable quality education and lifelong learning for all, comes with all its critical importance for the future. One of the fundamental questions today that seeks an answer: has the COVID-19 pandemic changed education forever? We have seen the rise of e-learning, whereby teaching is undertaken remotely and on digital platforms in an unprecedented manner. And all that means that the changes coronavirus has caused might be here to stay. But from that point of view, what are the lessons for the future if we want to keep education as a powerful social mobility vehicle that narrows the inequality gaps and as the strongest transformational force in the world? So this comes my second point. It is about the digital. While the digital became normal for billions of people, for other billions still, access to internet is simply not affordable. Coronavirus has exposed the digital divide like never before. The facts are staggering. More than 3.5 billion people are still not connected to internet. Fewer than 1 in 5 people in the least developed countries are connected. Divides in access is exacerbated by divides in literacy, skills, services, and made worse by gender divides, holding back girls and women. Technology indeed can bring about quality, inclusive, transformational education. It can build inclusive knowledge societies and lifelong learning for all. Technology has become one of the main drivers of growth, but economic growth, important as it is, must be promoted in tandem with social and democratic objectives, especially in tackling exclusion. The risk for some of being disconnected or unable to participate in the modern economy is now acute. We must continue to do everything to ensure technological breakthroughs are development breakthroughs. To be truly empowering, new technologies must be inclusive, bridging gaps, not deepening them. We cannot just invest in technology. We must invest in ecosystems and in people. The digital dividends will come if combined with skills, competencies, applications, services, and content that cross divides, not deepen them. If the future economy, education, health, and jobs are digital, it is important then that education prepares young people for such an economy where problem solving, innovation, and creativity is valued, and where lifelong learning becomes the norm, not the exception. The COVID-19 crisis raised another important aspect in front of humanity, the need to foster a renewed sense of empathy, solidarity, and belonging to one single humanity. And this is my third point. This is where questions of ethics come strong. Ethics of development, of scientific research, inclusiveness, fighting inequalities, ethics of climate change, ethics of artificial intelligence. All of them representing not only an ethical challenge for humanity, but having a deep existential meaning. I believe that education today is not just a technical way of transferring knowledge from one generation to another. Education should be about the choices you, young people, have to make about values, the values of mutual respect, of respect for nature, and of humanity. And from that point of view, education should also be about cultural literacy on the basis of respect and equal dignity. It must be about laying the foundations for a culture of peace. More than ever, in our globalized world, we need to bridge cultures through dialogue and respect. We need to learn to live together in solidarity with each other and in harmony with the planet. Because the cost of ignorance of other cultures is so high, including the dangers of conflicts and crimes, that it is vital to invest in activities and necessary to clarify, teach, promote, enact, and support global competencies and global citizenship. Many experts today insist that effective education strategy must include, in equal measure, a deep consideration of the human, the ways in which new technologies and shifting economic power impact people of all socio-economic levels, and the threats that exist within a world that is increasingly interconnected. This is the spirit of Target 7 of the SDG Goal 4, or what we call global citizenship education, a new concept that emerged during the debates about what education means for the 21st century. And I quote from the SDG 4, by 2030, ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development, including, among others, through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyles, human rights, gender equality, promotion of a culture of peace and nonviolence, global citizenship, and appreciation of cultural diversity and of culture's contribution to sustainable development. Against this background, and coming back to the title of your conference, let me say that looking at the mobilization of young people around the idea of building back better, I'm optimistic that we will not fail. But we will fail if we do not embrace change, if we build back again our economies and societies without strong investment in the most important public goods, health and education, decent jobs, and green economies. We will fail if we do not take seriously climate change, which will not go away with the pandemic. And we will fail if we do not make policies that will reduce inequalities and not widen them. We will fail if we do not make technology work for the people, accessible for all. In other words, if we all want to build back better, we have to embrace sustainable development agenda, which is our blueprint for the future. I would strongly encourage you to pursue this sustainable path of development, where technology is reconciled with social, economic, and environmental aspects of development. So my message to you today is to embrace change, to innovate, to lead. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "The only constant in life is change," and nowhere it is more relevant today than in the world of post-pandemic COVID-19. My next message is about solidarity and sharing. If you want to learn and lead, you will need to work with others. You will have to collaborate, to exchange. An African proverb says, if you walk alone, you go faster, but when you walk together, we go further. In the physical world, sharing means dividing, but in the world of knowledge, sharing has a multiplier impact and can even lead to gain for all. So be open to ideas, to others, to diversity. From strictly economic terms, those of you who are capable of creative insights, collaborating in diverse teams, and navigating through global cultural differences will be at an advantage in a workplace where the meaning of skills will become more of interpreting rapidly changing information and be able to work with different teams of multicultural background. And never forget that today's challenges require first and foremost the right moral and ethical approach matched with a sense of responsibility towards the community and the others. A responsibility that should embrace change, encourage innovation, be open to diversity, and most of all, be sustainable. Albert Einstein, the great scientific discoverer, and I would say also intellectual and a great human being, once famously said, "The most important human endeavor is the striving for morality in our actions. Our inner balance and even our very existence depend on it. Only morality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life." I wish you a very successful conference and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for giving such an inspiring speech. Please give her a warm round of applause.
정말 감명 깊은 연설 감사합니다. 이리나 보코바 사무총장님께 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
We will now welcome our second keynote speaker by His Excellency Joo-ho Lee, Chairperson of Education Commission Asia.
다음으로 기조 연설을 해주실 아시아 교육협회 이주호 이사장님을 모시겠습니다.
Hello everyone, I'm delighted to join you for this important and timely forum to explore and discuss action plans to resolve problems and challenges surrounding United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Today, I'd like to address how we can leverage technology to bridge the achievement gap in education that has been further exacerbated by COVID-19. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Jeju Special Self-Governing Province Office of Education and CIFL Jeju for organizing this annual forum for 11 years in a row as the convening platform of communication and development for global leaders for the future. It is platforms such as this that can truly harness the power of students and learners, multilateral organizations, and government leaders to address quality, equitable education for all. I am honored to be speaking here today at this forum to contribute to these important discussions and drive this collective vision forward. I would like to share the slides to talk more details. So I'm Professor Juho Lee at KDI School, and I'm also Commissioner of Education Commission and Chairperson of Education Commission Asia. So I will start with the meaning of education in the era of fourth industrial revolution. As highlighted in the 2016 World Economic Forum in Davos, 65% of current elementary school students will have jobs that do not yet exist today due to the AI-led fourth industrial revolution. Education in the fourth industrial revolution era will incite fundamental change in what we learn and how we teach. So what should be taught and what should be learned in the era of fourth industrial revolution? The most fundamental change is that memorizing or rote learning is now becoming of less and less use in education, because AI is doing much better compared to human beings in memorization and in delivering the just knowledges. So in education, knowledge delivery should be still important foundation, but it should be limited to understanding core concepts rather than understanding every details in subjects. So based on knowledge foundations, we really have to build on the more advanced capacities in education. First, we should include 3 L's in education. You know that L is the meaning for literacy. So we used to have emphasized literacy in reading and writing and calculating. But in the era of fourth industrial revolution, data literacy, which is understanding and analyzing the data, is really important, because we have a very rapid accumulation in the knowledge through data. So we have to be able to analyze data. So this is the basics of understanding the AI and big data and so forth. And second, technology literacy is also very important. Without understanding how current cutting-edge technology works, it's really not easy to thrive in the job market and in society. And human literacy is important because with all the information and knowledge, the ultimate goal of education is to contribute to the utilizing those knowledge to change the world, right? So you have to understand the history, social issues, and organizational the challenges and so forth, so that you can utilize new technologies and data to improve the life of human beings. And next, we have to nurture 4 C's for the future generation: creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication, which are often called soft skills. So based on the solid foundation of knowledge, but the knowledge should be learned not through memorization, but through understanding core concepts. Based on those foundations, we have to help children and future generation to build up 3 L's and 4 C's: data literacy, technological literacy, human literacy, as well as creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. And next, how will we teach? How will we learn in the era of fourth industrial revolution. The major direction should be from mass standardization to mass personalization. So learning to take tests should be changed to learning to learn. Vertical learning based on lectures should be changed to horizontal learning, that the students can learn from their peers. And shallow learning based on rote memorization should be transformed into deep learning, that students can understand, analyze, evaluate, and create, in addition to just memorizing knowledges. So this can be done through mass standardized system, done through the transformation from mass standardization to mass personalization. And these, given those daunting challenges, we also had a very big challenge caused by COVID-19. So in 2016, the Education Commission sounded the alarm, predicting that more than half of the world's children and youth would not achieve basic skills by 2030. That was the warning even before the COVID-19. And maybe you can all agree pandemic has compounded this global crisis. 30% of children of low and middle income countries are suffering from learning poverty, unable to read and understand simple text. We must take heed of today's lost generation and undertake the systemic work necessary to deliver quality education for all and create a learning generation. So I will be happy to share my experience in leading High Touch High Tech for All to address those important education challenges. High Touch High Tech for All is an emerging global initiative that aims to deliver personalized learning for all students by combining the unique strengths of teacher, which is high touch, and the power of technology, which is high tech. So high touch, high tech approach can be explained in this famous Bloom's taxonomy. You can see the pyramid here, and integrating adaptive technologies with tailored support by teachers has potential to provide personal learning at scale. Adaptive learning software can help students remember and understand knowledge, and this can be combined with personalized teaching, where teachers provide individual support to each student based on data from the adaptive software, as well as using active learning approaches to teach high-order thinking skills. So in partnership with Vietnam Ministry of Education and Training and Arizona State University, we developed a prototype that explored the role of teachers within an adaptive learning context for grade 7 mathematics. And we had amazing outcomes in mathematics test score. The test score was increased by 0.436 standard deviation, which is equivalent to 2 years of learning in just one semester. So the Education Commission's Asia Hub, based in Seoul, South Korea, was established in 2020 with the mission of providing high-touch, high-tech for all. To this end, it has launched the following high-touch, high-tech consortium. First, high-touch, high-tech K-12 consortium targets students from low-income, disadvantaged, and marginalized backgrounds. Second, we have a high-touch, high-tech university consortium, which promotes inclusive innovation of Korean higher education institutes, providing support to higher education institutes incorporating the high-touch, high-tech approach in their curricula. And we serve as a platform for cooperation and lesson sharing among participating institutions. So now we are aiming at building a high-touch, high-tech global consortium. The UN Special Envoy and Commission Chair Gordon Brown announced the launch of high-touch, high-tech for all, and Brown issued a call to action for new partners from across the ecosystem to join this consortium in hopes of accelerating learning progress for all children. So briefly, I can share my insights and reflections in leading high-touch, high-tech initiatives. High-tech shows promise for teachers as it radically reduces their burden of delivering content knowledge. And it also shows promise for parents and students as it provides students with active learning experiences for socio-emotional growth and the cultivation of their higher order thinking skills. It also shows promise for policymakers as it shows promise as a scalable learning approach. So to conclude, in order to provide high-touch, high-tech for all, together we must turn this crisis into an opportunity by starting small and scaling smart, and by building open, multi-sided platforms for leaders and innovators in education, technology, infrastructure, finance, public policy, and academia. So I will stop sharing the slide. So I will make a closing comment. To close, I'd like to extend my gratitude once again to CIFAL Jeju and Jeju Special Self-Governing Province Office of Education for continuing to provide a forum of global unity to highlight the very important missions that we face to accelerate fundamental change for the bright future to come. I cannot emphasize more the importance of forums like this that harness the collective power of like-minded individuals and organizations to drive our collective vision forward. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
The speech was truly an inspiring one. Please give him a warm round of applause.
미래지향적이고 희망적인 연설 감사합니다. 이주호 이사장님께 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
Next, we will have the welcoming performance from the Jeju South Carnival Band. The South Carnival Band is a unique band from Jeju that performs Latin American music called ska, so I'm really excited for this performance. The band will perform two songs, Montak Torura, which means let's run together, and Volare.
다음으로는 사우스 카니발 밴드가 준비한 축하 공연 두 곡, 같이 달리자를 뜻하는 몬딱 도르라와 볼라레를 감상하겠습니다. 사우스 카니발 밴드는 스카라고 하는 중남미 음악을 다루는 제주 출신 밴드라고 하니 정말 기대가 됩니다.
Get ready to prepare for all the enjoyment and enthusiasm. Save your energy, everyone, since today you are going to view some unusual sights and some incredible music performances. Please welcome them with a big applause.
즐겁고 열정적으로 즐길 준비 되셨죠? 어디에서도 못 볼 진귀한 장면과 멋진 음악 공연 다 같이 신나게 즐겨보아요. 큰 박수로 사우스 카니발 밴드를 맞아주시기 바랍니다.
안녕하세요, 사우스 카니발입니다. Pienso que un seno parecido no volverá más. Y me pintaba las manos las caras raso. Y me han visto el viento rápido me derbo. Y me he hecho volare e ansiare infinito. Volando felice me quedo mato che so diventare di tutto sale che la passiate a me buona musica tu sei toccata solo per me volare oh cantare oh le rue dipinto di blu dall'ince di stare lassù. Que sean parecidos no volverá más. Y me pintaba las manos las caras raso. Y me improviso el viento rápido me derbo. Y me he hecho volare a ese infinito. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, oh, la luz dipinto di blu. Di stare lassù. Chitarra, chitarra. 1, 2, 3, 4. Que sean parecidos no volverá más. Y me pintaban mano las caras raso. Y me improviso el viento rápido me derbo. Y me he hecho volare a ese infinito. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, oh, la luz dipinto di blu. Di stare lassù, la luz dipinto di blu, la luce di stare lassù, la luz dipinto di blu, la luce di stare lassù. 올레! 감사합니다. 네. 우리나라에서 그 이런 라틴 음악을 연주하는 팀이 5팀이 안 돼요. 5팀이 안 되는데 이런 비대중적인 음악을 하는 게 그냥 대세에 따라가는 게 아니라 저희가 정말 좋아하고 제주에서 살면서 느낄 수 있는 음악으로 담아보자라고 해서 쿠바를 가서 이런 음악이 어떻게 연주하는지 많이 보고 배우고 익히고 해서 들어와서 지금 계속 하고 있는데요. 여러분들 본인이 가고 있는 길이 많은 사람들이 가는 길이 아닐지라도 그 존재의 가치는 분명히 있고 이유는 분명히 있기 때문에 계속해서 그 길에서 정진해 주시기 바랍니다. 네. 저희는 보통 하면 2시간 해야 어떤 적성이 풀리는데 오늘 2곡이라서 너무 아쉽고요. 다음 곡은 제주어로 이런 라틴 음악을 또 만들었습니다. 몬딱 도르라. 에이!
크게 졸려 입어그네 이들의 왕그네 기억나요 못다 들어그네 터정 도르게 빙산크게 못다 베리남 도려 감시네 도르라 저들지 마라 도르라 멍탕터리다 도르라 저들지 마라 도르라 멍탕터리다 아이 용심내 멍토 타보란 알아 점시냐 기억나 용심백 개만한 패들락 햄시냐 도란추룩 벨라딘 추룩 시룩한 추룩 경해봐서 피자코나 널렁 댕기게 도르라 저들지 마라 도르라 멍탕터리라 도르라 저들지 마라 도르라 멍탕터리라 박수 달리자 아무 걱정하지 말고 달리자 우리 다 함께 달리자 알겠죠? 헤헤 라야 미깡 한라봉 여기 있는 친구들 다 같이 한 목소리로 소리친다 여러분 재밌어요? 재밌어요? 재밌으면 다 같이 소리 질러! 감사합니다. 지금까지 저희는 사우스카니발이었습니다. 땡큐!
감사합니다.
How was the performance? The performance was truly stimulating and full of Jeju dialects that I could learn from.
제주 방언의 매력이 넘치고 신나는 공연 정말 즐기며 관람했습니다.
I would like to briefly touch on our next program.
간단히 다음 일정에 대해 설명드리겠습니다.
As noted before, we will be having a kickoff meeting with each panel discussion team when the opening ceremony finishes. However, before going on to the kickoff meeting, we will have a group picture, so don't leave the opening ceremony meeting until we announce you to leave for your kickoff meeting. Participants who are present at the venue will move to the assigned panel rooms. Participants who are online will use their new Zoom link for the kickoff meeting.
개회식 직후 패널 토론팀 첫 미팅이 있습니다. 현장에 계신 참가자들은 배정된 패널 미팅방으로 이동하시면 됩니다. 온라인으로 참여하는 학생들은 단체 사진이 촬영될 예정이오니 촬영 후 각 패널방 링크에 접속해 주시면 됩니다.
Furthermore, panel discussions will be held tomorrow, which is Saturday. The panel discussion will last for 4 hours based on the assigned time frame.
패널 토론은 내일인 토요일에 진행됩니다. 각 팀별 지정된 시간에 따라 4시간씩 토론이 진행됩니다.
The final presentation of the panel discussion, an online cultural exchange program, and the closing ceremony will take place on the last day, which is Sunday.
마지막 날인 일요일에는 패널 토론 결과, 온라인 문화 교류와 폐회식이 진행될 예정입니다.
We hope you obtained some unforgettable memories and inspiring learnings through the forum.
이번 포럼을 통해 다양한 추억을 만들어 가셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Thank you. We were Jeju student diplomats Eleanor O and
민서차
that led the opening ceremony.
지금까지 개회식 진행을 맡은 제주 학생 외교관
오은
차민서였습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 저희 단체 사진 무대 위에서 진행하겠습니다. 지금 앉아 계신 학생분들 무대 위쪽으로 앞으로 나와 주세요. Guys, we will take a group photo. Please do not leave the room. Please wait for us. 네, 앞으로 나와 주세요. 네, 우리 학생들 웬만하면 무대 위로 조금 자리 부족할 경우에는 앞에도 같이 서주시면 좋을 것 같아요. 감독님 여기서 찍으시나요? 네, 여러분 찍겠습니다. 네, 저희 사진 찍겠습니다. Let's take a photo. 3, 2, 1, smile. Again. 3, 2, 1, cheese. 3, 2, 1, kimchi. The last one. Let's shake your, please wave your hands. 1, 2, 3. Hi. All of you guys, please. 네, 됐습니다. That's it. Thank you.